wanted to go live in our showroom. We had a couple of requests for people asking how to shop window coverings on a budget. Because you're right, it can be very costly, but if you know what you're doing, if you speak to someone who knows what they're doing, you can also get a really great bang for the buck. And that's kind of what I wanted to go over today. So if you do jump on here and you wanted to ask any questions, please feel free. This is something we're kind of winging here. There's no preparation, so by all means, interrupt. I'm happy to answer your questions, especially while I'm in the showroom. So what I wanted to do is just discuss how to shop window coverings on a budget. So when a customer comes to our showroom and they're looking to do our whole home and they're asking what window treatments can cost, I say the general rule of thumb is about 1 to 3% the value of your home. That would cover about 95% of our projects, I would say, if you're going to do a whole house. But there's also a really big difference between 1 and 3%. And there's a lot of ways to make it on that lesser side, maybe 1.5%. And sometimes it's doing things like you can do the nicer products in the living room, in the dining room. And then there's rooms like the laundry room, the garage, the basement, right? That you can put some less expensive options. And then also, it's just knowing the right fabrics and the right products that can get you to that price point. And, you might not have to give up much at all. So what I wanted to show you is, let's start with the Hunter Douglas silhouette. Now, Hunter Douglas silhouette, here you can see it right here. It's got a really pretty, beautiful fabric. It's got a very, very smooth lifting mechanism. But we also carry Alta, which is owned by Hunter Douglas, a lot of the same components. And this particular fabric, if you take a look and you compare it to the fabric above, you're going to notice not much of a difference, if at all. Now, something like this, although Hunter Douglas is a higher quality company, they really just make a better cordless system. But this, with a continuous cord loop like you see right here, and we definitely did quite a few projects in this group for our customers, and we did the Alta. But you can see you're not going to notice any difference. I'm going to open it up. And you have a beautiful shear. So something like this, simply changing from the Hunter Douglas name to this Alta name, you're going to save 20%. Now, let's say you really, really want Hunter Douglas. And I get it, because like I said, Hunter Douglas is your best well-known manufacturer. So you see here is called the silhouette. Hunter Douglas has a book called Nantucket. Nantucket is owned by, it is Hunter Douglas. You can see the logo right there. And what it is, it's a less expensive version. So imagine you're going shopping for a car and you go to Mercedes. There's the S-Class. There's the C-Class. At the end of the day, you're driving a Mercedes. It's going to have the same warranties. So this fabric right here, now we actually sell from New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut out of a single showroom, the most Hunter Douglas. So with that, they've given us a couple extra promotions. So this one fabric from Nantucket, you see right here, Hunter Douglas. This is the lowest price point in a Hunter Douglas fabric, and we are offering, and Hunter Douglas gives this to us at a 10% additional discount. So if you wanted Hunter Douglas, you can go with the least expensive fabric, same quality, and you'll get a 10% discount. So you'll be right in line with the price of that Alta, but you'll have the better cordless lifting mechanism. So the other thing is that everything you see here, all the products that you see, there's a wide range of fabrics. Just like, again, I like to bring up cars. There's a wide range. There's that C-Class, there's the E-Class, there's the AMG line. At the end of the day, it's Mercedes. So we can walk out with a $40,000 car. We can walk out with a $500,000 car. So Hunter Douglas has the fabrics, there's entry-level fabrics. And in some of the materials, I get it, they're not going to be as pretty. But there are a couple of entry-level materials that are really sharp. For example, this fabric on roller shades. It's a white, well obviously there's different colors too, lets a lot of light through, gives you privacy. But something like this, again, because of our volume, they've given $100 is given to us at an extra 10% discount. But this is a price point 1. These go up to price point 7. So if I give you a window and I tell you it's $300, we can simply change the fabrics out, and all of a sudden that window turns to $600, $700. Same lifting mechanism, same brackets, same warranties, just a lot less expensive, and it's simply just changing out the fabrics. And like I said, there are a lot of lines here where the least expensive fabric are really sharp. So that's roller shades, the most economical approach. This fabric is called Owen. This is the majority of, I would say, our sales right now. It's got a really, really pretty texture to it. And what the roller shade looks like is something like this. Now this one's a screen, but you can see it's got a really nice modern look. This right here would be the material. So if you're looking for sleek, modern, want to keep the cost down, you can easily go with, you know, this Owen fabric right here. If you like wovens, like the bamboo type shades, they can be really costly. Here's one of you know, the higher end with some higher end materials that you can see right there. They come in some beautiful materials, but the same product can be half the cost if you went with the least expensive fabric. Same quality, same Hunter Douglas, same everything, just you could save on the material itself. Now you can stay in the same exact product line throughout the whole house and still run probably 1 to 3% the value just by switching the materials. Another one of, I think, is one of our best deals, especially right now, is, so this is called the Hunter Douglas Vignette, and this fabric is called Knox. And so Hunter Douglas was, I like to be a little too transparent at times. Hunter Douglas was looking at our sales. They said everything's great, but not so much in the vignette department. And I said, well, it is your most expensive product. It's harder to sell. So they said, well, what if we give you one fabric, and that one fabric we're going to take an additional 30% off. So this is the fabric that we picked. This is called the Knox. This Vignette Hunter Douglas Roman shade will be priced the same as it would with, oh, okay, it's hidden behind here, but a simple honeycomb shade. So this is also a really great way to keep costs down and keep quality and keep a very attractive look. Now, honeycombs. Honeycombs come in a variety of fabrics, a variety of materials. Right here, if you pick a fabric like this, simple, I'll show you a silky one, but it's not going to look like silk. It's just going to give you your privacy. You can see, you don't see my hand behind it. Hunter Douglas, right now we're giving, it's free cordless, and you can even add top down, bottom up at no additional cost with the least expensive material. And again, you're making it so that we can get that budget closer to wherever really you want it to be. Another couple products without even changing the materials up is our wood blinds. What's great about wood blinds is they come with a valance, right? So if you just get a honeycomb shade, there's no valance on it, perhaps you don't think it looks as finished. So with the wood blind, we have valances, so with the price of a blind, you're going to get a much more completed look, where a lot of times that we do honeycombs, you know, we're going to be dressing it up with, you know, valances and such. And then there's other ways too. You know, let's say you want to go the custom route and you love the look of a custom Roman shade, but the budget's not there because you need 6-7 yards of material for the shade or whatnot. If you do a valance, this right here is the shade, but if you did a valance and we made it look like it's a shade, you're now half the fabric. So you can achieve the same exact look, but we can save you on cost just by creating a balance rather than an actual operating shade. What you could always do is maybe at that moment or in the future, you can hide a shade underneath it. So you roll your shade down when you want your privacy, you keep it up, and then it hides, you know, right beneath the balance. So there's other things too. Let's see if I have an example. This, for example. Let's say I go to a customer's home and there's two windows side by side. There's ways to make it less expensive. You do it as one. If you do it as two, it always takes longer for the factory. It always takes more resources for a factory to cut and assemble multiple shades. But one shade, it's half the time. So if you have a window and it's 3-4 panels, sometimes up to honeycombs go 174 inches. So silhouettes go to 120. So a lot of our customers, they'll call up and say, I have a whole house of window treatments. We have 30 windows. They're counting every single window individually. And then they went to someone who wasn't as sensitive of their budget, and they got quotes for every window individually. Where if we take a look at the situation and we see that we can fit one shade over 3, and it's not a problem functionally, then all it does really is it's going to save. And the great part is too is there's no seams in between. You're not aligning one next to each other. There's no different head rails at the top. If you got it motorized, you're not paying for 3 motors, you're paying for 1 motor. So again, there is a lot of ways to shop window coverings, keep the costs lower. Maybe it's not going with a price point 7 in a product, but there's ways. You know, it's very rare that we'll go into a home and we're not able to, you know, reach someone's budget. If that is the case though, I mean, please feel free to reach out to me. Would love to be just a resource for you. We can point you in the right directions if custom window coverings aren't right for you. If you have any questions, you can ask them now. I really don't know who's watching. If you can ask them later, by all means, put them in the comments, and I'll make sure to address everything. But thank you for taking your Wednesday, a couple minutes in your Wednesday to watch. Appreciate it, and happy to help if you need anything. And we're located on Walt Whitman Road in Huntington, and we also have a showroom in Albertson in Nassau County. We're open 5-6 days a week. So feel free, reach out, send a DM, comment. Happy to help, and have a great night.